Hello YouTube, Stormbrand Assassin. The build simply copes with all the content in the game, and the main feature is that it's very fast and you do not need to aim with skills, just click the brand to the ground next to the enemy and that's all. This build is intended for fast mapping but also capable of killing high end game bosses, but not 85 levels, so let's begin. I'd recommend to use Mage Blood in that build. It can work without Mage Blood easily, but for comfortable in-game playstyle you need to have Mage Blood. Also you can play with Headhunter, but medium juicing or low juicing maps Mage Blood is better. I use well Regalia with Explode. You can use with 35% mode is elevated. Also you can use Explode chest with frenzy charge on hit mode, but I have it on my precursor ring, so I'd prefer to use increased effectiveness hours. So my build is work with batch. So I stack power charges and it equal to frenzy charges. On my power charges, and I need batch, so batch provide me free 12 frenzy charges, so it's 50% damage for me. 2 void batteries, because it's best in slot item to power charge stacking builds with spell damage. +1 maximum power charges helmet. You can use with simple mode, redeemer, but in implicit it's just cheaper. Its helmet cost me 4x. By the way, its armor cost me 15x. Its helmet cost me 4x. You should to have mana reservation efficiency of skills 10% to have enough mana for all hours. Also I'd recommend to craft on it life and some resistance with 2 levels with our gems, because we use our setup here. My precursor should have a chance to gain friendly charge on hit. It's very important because on kill mode it's trash. You can't to be always with friendly charges if you don't kill in bosses. So friendly charge on hit provide us to be one way to have always 12 hour friendly charges. My second ring is 60 life with some stats, because I need strength and intelligence. I need strength. I have some problems with it. I need to have 155 strength, so my ring have +1 to maximum power charges. It's sentinel node, so the rings like that starts around 10x and rises up to 15, 12, 15 to 20, 30 and more. This ring cost me 12 exalts. My gloss is Hands of the High Templar with elemental weakness and spell critical chance. I'd recommend to use both mode, but if you have currency, you also can have +2 to level Socketed Aura or AOE gems, or +1 to level of all gems. So because in gloves we have second hour setup, so plus to level gems, it's big. Our boots, it's triple elevated onslaught, elusive and tailwind boots with movement speed. You can have just tailwind with onslaught. You can have elusive mode on your ascendancy because you're assassin, but I have it, and I can drop my elusive on 3 and take some additional damage. About gems, my main link is Stormbrand 2120 inspiration. I'd recommend to use Animals quality because it gives us 20 increased critical chance. Swift brand support, consecrated effects, power charge on crit and additional lightning damage. You should to have level 5, because at level 5 you can have +1 to level subadot lightning gems. So our Stormbrand scale a lot with +1 level, because it gives us flat lightning damage and we need it. Also, my aura stab first is defense bind, petrified blood, light on level 3, and assassin mark. It's not important, I use it because I run some serious and elders, so I use the assassin mark for it. My second aura stab is enlightening, wrath, zealotry and determination. With my flasks on mage blood and determination I have level 20, but if you have level 21 with some better flasks, you could easily, when your molten shell up, can have 50k armor, so it's big for assassin build. Also I have Bronze Recall, Herald of Thunder, Vitality and Arrogance support with simple quality. I don't recommend to use Anomalous quality, because we need 50% life. Also Flame Dash, Crown Surge and Sigil of Power. Sigil of Power, very huge DPS booster in that build. When we spend some mana in that circle, it gives us some lightning damage per stage. So it's raise up stages when you spend your mana and you take less damage. Also Molten Shell with increased duration of Rictus Fire. I use it all just for file version. It gives me 19 more spell damage. About flasks, you can have bottle phase at life flasks to provide us just a little regen. I have 300 life regen now, but while I stay on consecutive ground I have near 500. My Quicksilver Flask with additional elemental resistance and increased effect. I'd recommend to use all flasks tier 1 mods only, and increased effect mod additional. Diamond Flasks with increased critical chance and movement speed. Granite Flask with armor and increased effect, and Amethyst Flask because we need charge resistance with critical strike chance too. About 3. I use Ambush and Assassinate. It gives us a lot of damage, a lot of critical strike chance. Now in Hideout I have 56, near 57 critical strike chance. In map I have 100% chance to crit. So Ambush and Assassinate, it's a huge node. Also of course Unstable Infusion and Deadly Infusions. If you drop Mistwalker, I take Opportunistic because it's 25 more damage on rare or Unix and 20 reduced damage taken on maps. And I can play with 100% crit chance. I easily can run Elemental Reflect maps. My tree is simple as way. I play with Pain Attunement, so it's provide me 30% chance more spell damage when I low life, and with my Petrified Blood I always on low life. There I recommend to use Natural Instincts because it gives us a lot in their position. Natural Instinct is very powerful there. Here I have some aura nodes, some critical nodes, power charge, life charge nodes. The brand nodes, I play with 5 brands maximum. You can drop it, but for comfortable play I'd recommend to play with that mastery. You can cast 2 additional brands. Many people play without it, but I don't understand how to be comfortable to play with 3 brands. It's not enough for me. Also I have a Corrupted Soul in that slot, because I can't use it there, I need my Pain Attunement. I use Glorious Vanity with Durani and Val. Corrupted Soul give me a lot of energy shield and 50% non-chaos damage taken by pass energy shield. So now I have 20% chaos resistance, so 50% of damage going up to my energy shield. The Runbinder, it's a must-have node in all brands built. There I use Inspired Learning 1 we kill many rares and we need some mods and buffs from it. There I use a small cluster with ROS 50% increased mana reservation. It's helped me to reserve 3 big aura with Petrified Blood, 1 Herald, Defense Banner and Vitality in life. Of course you need on 3 passives because and increased effects. I'd recommend if you will have 35% increased effect there, it will be 8 increased mana reservation, and there if you will have +1 to level Sacred Gems and Enlighten level 4, you can drop Herald of Thunder from your life and swap some auras, reserve another Purity of Elements or something big. There I use simple, increased max life and crit multi, jewel. You should have max life anywhere, and I need some stats, so jewel is easy way to get it. One large cluster with Storm Drinker, Disoriented Display and Corrosive Elements. You need to take only Storm Drinker and Corrosive Elements, give us lightning damage leech and some pen. And Corrosive Elements just give me exposure, so it's additional elemental penetration. 2 same medium cluster jewels, Grand Design and Remarkable. Grand Design is a very huge node. It gives me brand attachment range and brain damage. And Remarkable helped me to create additional brand. So when I cast 1 brand, I can have now 2 clicks and I have 4 brands. It's very helpful for me. So of course 2 Forbidden Flash with Swift Killer. It's one must-have node for Assassin because it gives me +1 to maximum French charges and some damage for it. It's Swift Killer, the best node you can take via Forbidden Flames at Assassin. See you in next videos and good luck.